Okay, we're going to use this PowerPoint to help us understand social rules. We're going to talk about how you can follow these rules to have positive interactions with your peers. So let's get started. Rule number 1 is meet and greet politely. An appropriate way to do this would be to greet others as you arrive. An inappropriate action would be to jump right into the conversation without greeting others first. Can you think of another appropriate action? Good. Wait for an appropriate time to add to the conversation. Exactly. You don't want to interrupt, right? All right. What about another inappropriate action? Yes, you don't want to leave in the middle of the conversation without acknowledging it. All right, let's move along. Rule number 2 is to take turns talking. An appropriate way to do that is to listen to others speaking and look them in the eye. An inappropriate way would be to interrupt as soon as you have something to add. Can you think of another appropriate way? All right, yeah, wait for a good time to reply. That's similar to waiting for a good time to jump into a conversation. What about something inappropriate? Good. That's called monopolizing conversation. There's the word I wanted. Good. Monopolizing the conversation. Just because you know a lot doesn't mean that you want to be the only one talking during your conversation. Let's move on to 3. Pay attention to others. An appropriate behavior would be to change your behavior to match what other people are doing, such as quieting down with the rest of the room. If everybody else is calm, you don't want to be jumping around and making things more disruptive. An inappropriate way would be if you're uninterested in what others are saying to distract yourself by doing something else. You want to make them feel like they're being heard and that you're listening. How about another appropriate thing to do? Yes, read emotions. We have talked about this in the past, but you want to observe people's language and facial expressions to see how they're feeling about the conversation. And if they look like they're getting angry or frustrated, then you want to maybe change what you're saying or how you're saying it. But if they're smiling and interactive, then your conversation is going well. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4 is to cooperate with others. One way to cooperate is to be flexible and open to new ideas. Inappropriate would be to make sure you get everyone to agree with you. They're not always going to agree, but that's okay. What's something really important as far as cooperating and getting along with others? Apologizing. You are correct. If you do something that calls for an apology, then you need to make that an apology. Anything else inappropriate you can think of? Not apologizing, especially just because you don't think it's necessary or because the other person did something wrong too. That's not a good reason not to apologize. The last one is to think about others before acting. So if you have something to say but you wait your turn, then you're going to encourage the others to continue sharing and know that they're listened to. Inappropriate is to get louder if you don't think people are listening to you. Crowding in and being louder isn't going to make somebody want to agree with you. It's actually very aggressive and it can really make people want to leave the conversation. We've had some good ideas and we'll continue to add to these, but I want to share this idea with you. I came up with this acronym PEACE, PEACE. We want to be polite, examine the situation first, pay attention to the others, cooperate with our friends as we're having conversations, and earn a turn by taking time to listen to what they have to say before you decide it's your turn. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll continue this conversation another time. Thanks.